This is Full House Overland. Henry Miller once said, "One's destination is never a place, but rather a new way of looking at things." And for a country boy from North Georgia, seeing the great western state of Colorado for the first time, with its rocky mountains, aspen groves, sheer cliffs, and snow-capped peaks, was definitely a change of perspective. The world that I just came from seemed small. It was our 9th wedding anniversary, and we wanted to do something special, so we planned an epic road trip around the mountains of Colorado. After flying into Denver, we picked up a 2018 Jeep Wrangler, some snacks and supplies, and made our way up the mountains for our first night's destination. We were on our way to the town of Breckenridge.
Say howdy.
I love it.
Lovely trip.
I love it.
Anniversary trip to Colorado. We're almost to Breckenridge, and we're having a grand old time.
We're gonna go on Loveland Pass, right?
I don't know where we're going.
Well, you could have done that a little bit better there.
My wife Heidi suggested we travel over Loveland Pass, and I'm glad she did, as this was our first high mountain pass, with the highest elevation I've been on at 11,500 feet. The views were breathtaking. It seemed to me that the natural colors all around us were more vibrant and stood out like a Bob Ross painting. We stopped at the highest point of the pass to take some pictures and to take in the snow-covered slopes. As we made our way down the pass, we took in the peaceful alpine scenery. passed mountain lakes outside Breckenridge. We arrived in Breckenridge and opted for a slow night in, enjoying the outside hot tubs and relaxing to the mountain views all around us. After a much-needed night of rest, without any kids to disturb us, we had a nice breakfast and a short walk through the town. Breckenridge was quiet and peaceful, a true jewel hidden from the rest of the world. We then made our way along I-70 towards Glenwood Springs and then down to Carbondale. We chose part of our route to circle around Capitol Peak. We first met what I believe to be Mount Sobris, whose summit was around 13,000 feet. We had a brief stop by the Crystal River, where I was intrigued by the different colors of river rock. We passed several other towering peaks in the area. We then dropped an elevation where the terrain changed to have a more western desert feel to it. After a little bit more driving, we came to one of the highlights of our trip, the enchanted ravine called Black Canyon, where the Gunnison River runs through. We planned this part of the trip on more of a whim, but once seeing it, I was completely blown away. There were some bighorn sheep just casually enjoying the sun on the ledge. Black Canyon is a deep ravine at nearly 2,700 feet deep. Standing on the edge, you begin to realize how small we are, as did most of this trip. These wide open spaces are just unbelievable. We made our way to our second night stay in the small, nestled town of Ouray, Colorado, where Heidi and I had a very nice sit-down dinner at a local eatery by an outdoor fire pit. The next stage of our travels would take us up the best mountain route I've ever been on, the $1 Million Highway. After traveling on this route, I could say I could stay a week on this road exploring it and its side roads. Our next means of traveling was a little more old-fashioned. The Durango-to-Silverton Narrow Gauge Railway is a great way to appreciate the rugged wilderness of the San Juan National Forest. We made our way along the endless river, passing through numerous asphalt roads, cliffs, and relics of the past. There was something surreal about being on this historic railway. What did people think when they were traveling in the early days, during the mining boom of Silverton? What were the people like? What were their goals in life? What would mine be moving forward? At this point in my life, I was ready for new adventures in different places, and this trip was to be a perfect one to broaden my views.
Cold coffee, my old boots are by the door. Nobody's calling, but I don't mind it anymore. 'Cause I've had enough of the rat race, the city life, the social grace. Burnt out on confidence, so tired of keeping score. Gonna find somewhere to slow it down, buy a little place way out of town. Gonna take my time, 'cause it's all mine. Trade my pride for quiet life. Maybe then my time will come around, way out of town. Down in the hills out for Topanga Road, there's a place I go to ease a weary soul. I could hide away above the sea, smoke my stuff, talk to the trees, get myself a dog and build a heart of gold. Gonna find somewhere to slow it down, buy a little place way out of town. Gonna take my time, 'cause it's all mine. Trade my pride for quiet life. Maybe then my time will come around, way out of town. Gonna find somewhere to slow it down, buy a little place way out of town. Gonna take my time, 'cause it's all mine. Trade my pride for a quiet life. Maybe then my time will come around. Maybe then my time will come around, way out of town.
We slowly pulled into Silverton, where we grabbed lunch, visited some local shops, and took a short walk to take photos and have a laugh.
Yeah, hi. How are you enjoying your anniversary trip?
It's very enjoyable.
We're enjoying together.
It's great.
Hold on. Here we are in Silverton. Hopefully this is getting the good. Let's just
Spin around.
spin around. There we go. Spin around.
I took a few minutes to watch the steam engine switch its direction and reattach the cars to do its pull back down the mountain. My grandpa was an engineer for Norfolk Southern, so trains hold a special place for me.
Yeah, pretty hot.
We began our way back and continued to take in the untamed countryside.
Cold coffee, my old boots are by the door. Nobody's calling, but I don't mind it anymore. 'Cause I've had enough of the rat race, the city life, the social grace. Burnt out on confidence, so tired of keeping score. Gonna find somewhere to slow it down, buy a little place way out of town. Gonna take my time, 'cause it's all mine. Trade my pride for a quiet life. Maybe then my time will come around, way out of town. Down in the hills of old Topanga Road, there's a place I go to ease a weary soul. I could hide away above the sea, smoke my stuff, talk to the trees, get myself a dog and build a heart of gold. Gonna find somewhere to slow it down, buy a little place way out of town. Gonna take my time, 'cause it's all mine. Trade my pride for a quiet life. Maybe then my time will come around, way out of town. Find somewhere to slow it down, buy a little place way out of town. Gonna take my time, 'cause it's all mine. Trade my pride for a quiet life. Maybe then my time will come around. Maybe then my time will come around, way out of town.
After a stop at Subway, we made our way back to Ouray, but not before seeing several herd of elk. Also bighorn sheep and mountain goats.
Try to get out of the road here. We're unsure where to go.
We had a slow morning in town. Coffee and breakfast were our first priorities. We then began our way back east through the Gunnison River Valley.
Somebody had to look at this mountain and say, I envision a road right here. And then made it happen.
We took a small detour along the Gunnison Reservoir to test out the Jeep. Nothing too difficult, just some plain fun. It seemed like every 20 minutes there was a terrain change. We stopped in an overlook to stretch our legs. We passed through Monarch and got some more mountainside views. After passing over Monarch, we proceeded down along the Arkansas River, which meandered through several rocky ravines. Again, we took another detour along the river access road. If only I had my fly rod. Our final destination spot was Royal Gorge. The suspension bridge was quite impressive. I found out I don't like standing on high, man-made structures. It was very peaceful and quiet, with perfect weather, only a slight breeze. As we made our way back to Denver, I could not stop thinking about how incredible it is out here, and about how I would get back here, what my next trip would bring. Back to the majestic peaks, peaceful forests, and crystal streams. This is truly an adventurer's paradise, and it's just one part of the Grand West. What else could it hold in store for us?